obviously fear of criticism. In person, there's still been things behind the scenes that probably weren't meant to be discouraging, but actually it's like, oh, what you're saying though, you know. I suppose in a sense this video could act like a disclaimer. Not that I really want to be doing those all the time, but talking about why Christians are inauthentic online, why Christian influencers are never gonna give you an accurate representation of themselves and their lives and their thoughts and feelings, or even, you know, not Christians. This channel, the context is largely going to be about Christianity and faith, but a lot of these things you can apply to yourself if you're not a Christian, or to another influencer who isn't a Christian, whatever, but the context, you know, is Christian, so that's how I'm going to talk about it. And now that I fully own this channel, I think I do want to talk more about topics that people don't really talk about, or my thoughts and feelings on things. And unfortunately, that does mean that there's going to be an element to it that it's just not fully authentic and it kind of can't be helped. So I'm going to explain why, and hopefully that will also give you not only empathy towards other influencers online, but also awareness and discernment and wisdom and what you're receiving and how you receive that, how you take that, and hopefully with a pinch of salt. The main reason I found why I personally, or maybe others, can't be fully authentic online is talking about people. When people in your life have done things to you, largely negatively in this context, but maybe positively, and it's just not always appropriate to share that and talk about other people without their consent. Even if you think you're talking about them anonymously, there'll be some people watching who can work out who it is. Maybe it's them watching and they can work it out, and that's not always appropriate, fair, or helpful. And aside from just their feelings, also from a spiritual point of view, should you be going to a YouTube video or something to use that as an outlet to talk about these things? Ideally, you would first be able to talk to that person about what's going on and have a conversation and sort it out, so you wouldn't need to go to YouTube to share that negative stuff before it's been fully dealt with. But you know, sometimes that is difficult, and I think for those reasons, sometimes as an influencer or a creator or someone online, you just can't talk about that stuff. You can just share very little. And I find that really frustrating, because I want to be able to share thoughts and feelings on here more, because I want more people to be able to relate and have someone who is talking about this stuff, because I don't often see that, or I don't often see that in the way that I would personally relate to. So I want to be able to give that out, but it's just not always the right thing to do. And even if you wanted to, it's just never going to be as it really is. You can't capture in a video everything that happens 24 hours a day around the clock. You can't get that all into a video. You can't get that all into a caption. And everything you do, no matter how hard you try, is going to have some element of editing or refinement. Even if right now I was really upset about something, yeah, I can choose to, in the moment, turn the camera on and start talking. But my brain has still left the place where I'm deep in that upset, and it's gone to, okay, get the camera on, turn the phone on, how should I hold it? And then you're talking to an audience. Whereas if you're actually upset in the moment, you're probably just thinking to yourself, your sentences aren't coherent, maybe you're praying to God about it. But on the camera, it's like, well, now I'm talking to someone. So before I talk about, oh, I'm upset, I have to explain why in the context and this, and oh, I misspoke my words, I need to start the sentence again. And it's never how it is in the moment. That stuff doesn't come across on camera. And all that stuff can be intentionally done to make it look very polished and perfect and as you want, or it can be unintentional, and it's like you're trying your hardest to be authentic, but you just can't reach that level. And speaking of being unconsciously inauthentic, Christians, people, are broken. They're not perfect. They're not always going to understand their own failures. So I can talk to you guys seriously, being really real to what I think is going on, and have no concept that actually I'm being unreasonable, I'm being biased, I'm not speaking fairly, I haven't chosen the right words. And like, unfortunately, that is just part of being human and sinful. So And as an obvious one, which I don't personally relate to, at least very much at the moment, but I think should be said, is obviously fear of criticism or judgment. But what I do relate to is the fear of being misunderstood. And that's partly on me, partly on other people. I realise I'm actually not the best explainer, and I thought that I was, but in retrospect, I really haven't got that skill mastered just yet. And editing can't always save that. When I'm editing, I'm like, oh, I wish I had said this instead. I can't really go back and set up the camera the same to go in and say that now. Or, okay, well, I'll cut that bit out, but now these two bits don't really fit together so well. It reads a bit funny. And there's always this slight anxiousness that I'm saying something heretical or something offensive. I don't know if I have done, because I try not to watch my old videos because I don't really want to find out. But that fear does come into things a little bit when filming. If I was having a real human conversation with someone, they can jump in at any point and be like, what did you just say? Or did you really mean that? And I can say, oh, no, this is what I meant to say. On film, you get one chance, you say what you say, it's delivered and it's received, and you don't get that two-way, wait, let me stop and re-explain what I meant. So like I said at the beginning, with this being a disclaimer, I actually just had this idea for this video that I wanted to do, and I thought, well, this could be a great first video for when the channel becomes mine, because then it can hopefully set a bit of a precedent. I don't know, it can be applied to any future videos where this stuff might come up. Thanks for watching.